Hi everyone. In our live stream this week, Anand and I explored a lot of issues, but there are two in particular that we really want to get the message out there because these are really important for a number of reasons. And these two things are to do with the municipal register and with the voters' roll, which is in Spanish the censo electoral. Now, the first thing to say is this. Anne and I visited the General Secretary of the Council, who is the man responsible for lots of the legalities of things. And he did confirm with us that British residents, as non EU residents, will now have to renew their inscription on the municipal register, the Padron, every 2 years. So this is something that we really need to be very conscious about. Being on the Padron, as well as bringing money into the council, is really quite important for a lot of things. You may need it for a phone contract. You may need it if you want to buy a car, um, for your medical services through the National Health Service. So these are really important, and this is one of these things that has to be done presentially. You can't just do it online or with a phone call. So if you think it's more than 2 years since you signed on to the Padron, you should really make an appointment to go and have that updated and renewed. It is really important. Now, the other thing that we want to talk about is international residents and voting in Spanish elections. Um, right, this is a more complicated one. From the gov.uk website, we can see that expats British expats now have the right, or continue to have the right, to vote in Spanish local elections, only the local elections. We can't vote in regional or national or even now in the European elections. Um, let's just take a quick look at who can vote in Spanish local elections. Well, it really comes down to the countries where there is either an agreement or people who are citizens of a country as part of the European Union. You can see the countries where there is an agreement: Bolivia, Cape Verde, Chile, Colombia, Korea, Iceland, and the UK will come under this umbrella, allowing us to vote in local elections. Right. Two things here. The first thing is that in order to be able to sign on to the voters' roll, you do need to be on the Padron. So that needs to be kept up to date. But being on the Padron alone does not give you the right to vote. You do, whether you're a European citizen or British or from one of these other countries, it doesn't really matter whether you're on the Padron. You still need to register separately your intention to vote in local elections. Now, this is when it gets a little bit more complicated. And now I'm directing this at British citizens. You can vote and stand in local elections in Spain once you have been resident for 3 years. So if you're a new resident, you will not be able to vote in these upcoming elections in May 2023. You have to be on the municipal register. You have to declare your intention. So this is about completing a form. And you have to reconfirm your registration before each election. Now, it used to be the case that once you were on there and your Padron was kept up to date, then your registration and the voters' roll continued. Now, British citizens will need to register their intention to vote before each election. Um, this is where things get just a little bit complicated because it seems to be understood that there is an agreement, a bilateral agreement, where Spaniards can vote in the UK local elections and Brits can vote in the Spanish local elections. However, with our meeting with the General Secretary, and he did contact the body responsible for this, which is the National Institute for Statistics, INE in Spanish. And what they have said is, yeah, it's likely to be the case, but we don't have the information yet. And the other thing is they don't have the form that we will need to complete, or they're not sure which form we're going to have to use. So please, for the time being, make sure your Padron stays up to date, and then keep watching for information about signing on to the voters' roll. As soon as we have confirmation of this from the National Institute for Statistics, we will get this out. It is possible that it may be able to be done via the digital certificate, but I know a lot of you don't have digital certificates. That's another topic altogether. But we will keep you informed as to what's happening with this. Have a great weekend.